Hey scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have a layout that is going to, as you saw at the beginning of the video, be a part of 3 different hops. So I'm playing with Off the Board, Christmas in March, and then 30 Days of Sketches. And the sketch for this day was from Jennifer Kane. And it was a great sketch, so I really love it. It will pop up in the corner here in just a moment. And then at the beginning of the video, I also put my inspiration piece from my Pinterest, which was the holly berry patchwork kind of looking embellishment, I guess you could say. And so I took inspiration on the fact that it was a holly berry motif, and I plan to use those on my page. And then for the stitching, I am mirroring the stitching on my background in the 4 corners, which you can see in the background of the layout right now. So the first thing that I'm doing, I did take a piece of red cardstock that's going to mat my wood grain cardstock or wood grain pattern paper. And that's where I did the stitching with black in each of the corners. So I just did a simple back stitch in each corner. I did add some white paint to the background of the wood grain paper as well, just to add a little bit of interest. A lot of it gets covered up, but you can see it peeking through. And now what I'm doing is I'm taking some 8x8 papers and I am cutting some mats for my 3 photos. I'm using 3. And I'm not doing a circle photo, but I'm using 3 photos instead of 4. And I am going to layer up a whole bunch of papers, which is what you see me doing here. Is I'm just randomly cutting papers that I'm going to layer up, sort of the same way that it is in the sketch itself. I really do like the sketch. It feels really different, and it left me lots of places to embellish. So I really do love the way that this whole layout turned out. And if you have not noticed, or I think I showed it at the beginning of the video, and if you haven't guessed, I decided to dig into my very much hoarded collection of papers from October Afternoon. I loved October Afternoon. I have a lot of their products still, and I do hoard them. But for this Christmas layout, I decided to pull some out. So I'm pretty proud of me because I actually am pulling out my coveted October Afternoon stash, and I'm going to use it on this page. And so everything that I'm using is October Afternoon, except for maybe a few embellishment pieces that I kind of just pulled from somewhere on my desk. But apart from that, like most of the embellishments are all from, I want to say this was the Silent Night collection, or the majority of it, I think. And so there you see I have my papers layered up in that top left, and then I have my 3 photos with their mats, and here is where I am taking all of the embellishments that I pulled. So like I said, from my inspiration piece, I did the stitching in the corners, and then the holly berries. That is going to be a big element. I have some little ones that are stamped and colored, and then I have some hollies that were from the chipboard, and then some hollies that were cut from a pattern paper. So I'm combining all of those pieces, and they're going to create my clusters. So I'm doing one big cluster down here at the bottom, just like the sketch calls for. And I'm layering up that tree and that scalloped border piece at the bottom. That's a chipboard. I have a label. I have some more hollies. I have a label with the joy stickers stuck on top of it. Those are, again, labels from October Afternoon. These sweet little mice with the little bulbs for your tree, I fussy cut those from a 8x8 paper. You probably saw it really quickly at the beginning of the video. And so I have one for each of my embellishment clusters, and I do love those. They are adorable. And so you're basically just going to see me here grabbing all of these bits and pieces. I grabbed a ton for this page. Like, there's lots of embellishment for this Christmas layout. And so I'm just going to layer all of these items up Some of the stuff that isn't October Afternoon, I actually don't end up using, like those tags. I don't use those. This label I cover up all the sentiments for it. The special delivery gets on there somewhere. I think I do it off camera, but it does make it on there. All of these stamped holly berry, those are from a stamp that I then colored. And then these little bits and pieces stickers. I think one says presents, one says opening gifts. Yeah, so you can see that I went, and all those little bits and pieces, I just stuck them in as I finished my clusters. So all those little wordy bits didn't show all the building of that or the gluing of anything down off camera. I did that all off camera because it's not so fun to watch. But I adore how this layout turned out. I love this sketch. And I think that I followed my inspiration for sure. I was inspired by those two things, and I had the stitching and the hollies on my page, so I'm pretty proud of the fact that I kept to the off the board, as well as I'm playing along with Christmas in March, which I haven't gotten a chance to play in for a long time. So all that being said, all 3 of these hops will be linked in the description box below, so be sure to go check them out. There'll be tons of inspiration out there today with all of these hops happening this month. So there you see, I am going in and putting my title. I am using some October Afternoon letter tile letters in the circular ones. The open is from a hip kit, and then last but not least, I have these little hearts, and these are from Doodlebug, I think. And they are red and they go perfectly, so I'm just adding one to each of my embellishment clusters. And I did pop up a number of things, plus the chipboard, so all of that gives a ton of dimension on this page, and it's heavy because there's chipboard on this page, and October Afternoons was no joke. So yeah, I love how this page turned out. So please check out the description box for all the hops, and still photos are coming up. And with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.